What's up, my bearded bros? Bearded Maniac here with another MLB The Show 17 video. In today's video, we're going to go over the latest roster update. I just noticed they have this section here, and I wanted to go over some of the things I noticed in the recent changes, which some things I'm extremely hyped for because it's going to make rebuilding rosters in the Sunday series a lot more interesting, I should say. Now, first thing you notice is starting pitcher Luis D. Perdomo is from a 62 to a 72. Now, I'm not saying he's a no-name guy. He's 0-3 with a 5.96 ERA. But this right here, if you are going to rebuild the Padres, makes him so much more tradable. Trying to trade a 62 for something compared to a 72 is almost impossible. And really all that happened was his walk to 9 ratio went up 33. It's insane. Another trade bait person you could use, Guillermo Heredia. Stats just went nuts across the board. Plus 10 speed, plus 22 contact versus left, plus 16 power versus left, plus 32 vision, plus 23 discipline, plus 5 fielding, 9 reaction, and 5 arm accuracy. That's nuts. Then you have a lot of starting pitchers that got buffed in the recent update. You have Jeff Hoffman, who did lose HR9. If he didn't, he'd be buffed even more. He got 10 H9, 16 K9, and 14 Walk 9. Then you have Miguel Diaz, still really low, but I appreciate the fact that they recognize him as a potential starter, so they upped his stamina from a 29 to a 69, which overall isn't that good, but if you move him back into the bullpen or something, he might jump back up. And you have Chase Anderson, Milwaukee Bucks starting pitcher, 5-2, 2.5 ERA. He received a nice, actually a beast velocity boost, a nice stamina boost, and just one little stat went down. That's not too bad. You have Jed Lowry, an Oakland A's shortstop. If you try to trade him off, he's now more valuable because his power and contact versus right went up, and he's now a 77, which is a lot easier to trade away. Or you could keep him if you want to work on getting someone else. Then you might see some other notable names here, like Randall Delgado, went up 4. Not necessarily a lot, but when you consider it's 40 stamina, that's insane. Ryan Zimmerman's now an 86 because he got boosted to contact versus right, power versus left, vision, and discipline. All got bumped up, hitting 371 with 19 home runs and 53 RBIs. This is crazy because rebuilding the Nationals, I'm not saying you needed a new first baseman, but having Zimmerman be an 86 makes the overall process more solid because you might not have to go out and grab like a 90 overall third baseman because you have that steady power in the middle of the lineup here. You have Justin Smoke, who also received a buff at first base, more contact and power for left and right, more vision. Nothing too nuts, but something really solid. Bring him up to the 77. I believe he deserved to be all along. Honestly, when this game came out, I thought he'd be around a 79 because he's a really solid first baseman in the American League. Same kind of thing with Mike Moustakas. Like, I think this power versus right and contact versus right I'm seeing go up. I believe it shouldn't go up so much because it should have never been so low in the first place. He's always been really good versus right compared to how he is versus the left. And yeah, his discipline went down, but he is kind of one of those hit it hard kind of guys. His contact versus left took a huge hit with a drop of 13. So the disparity between contact versus right and left is just huge now. So he's one of those guys, if you do put him in your rebuild and you do try to aim for him, keep an eye that you're going to need another bat, maybe another third baseman who's good against lefties to balance it out. Then you have Scooter Gennett went up 4 because his power went up through the roof compared to what it used to be. You don't have too many other people here. You have I can't pronounce his name. Real Muto went up 83 now. Really good catcher to target if you can. Really hard to trade for though, so I don't know if I would. You got Bauer, he went up. His power went up both left and right because he's been extremely good for the Marlins this year. In fact, if they do turn it around, it's probably going to be because of him and Giancarlo going together. You have Rendon, who went up to an 87. So honestly, you probably don't even need a third baseman or a first baseman if you're trading with the Nationals. And with the whole Bryce Harper situation, boom, you got three positions completely figured out. But salary-wise, you might want to trade one of them away. And speaking of that, trading away for a target for a rebuild, Zach Cozart. This guy is nuts. Currently leading the National League in All-Star voting at shortstop. He passed Seager recently. His contact went up. His power went up versus left and right. The only thing that went down is his vision. But he's still really young, so he's gonna figure it out. But just overall, an 83 shortstop, that is not as common as you might think it would be, especially when you consider his potential overall is still extremely, extremely good. Then you have Greinke, insane buff for him considering how good he already was. He's now a 92 overall, which honestly, 91 overall, which kind of sucks because I did just do the Diamondbacks rebuild, which I think took effect took effect after this update. So I'm kind of happy, but otherwise, thank God I got it in time. Danny Salazar with the slight boost up to an 82 makes him more tradable because you don't really want an 82 starting pitcher in your lineup when you're rebuilding. Jake Lamb's now an 82, which is insane. Keuchel's now a 90. Correa's an 89. Springer's an 86. Will Harris is an 86. But this just reflects honestly how Houston is doing so good lately. Then you have Chris Davinsky. Don't know who he is. Steven Souza Jr. He deserves more of a buff than 2. Honestly, what I would have done is maybe upped his contact versus right 2 or 3 points. And his contact versus left 1 point. And his vision probably 4 points. Other than that, I'm probably happy with what he did. Correa, hard for him to go up, but he went up. I think I already said that. Josh Harrison, that's a sneaky little buff considering his contact went down. Wilson Contreras, another little one there, but all he got increased was his arm strength, so that makes throwing out people a lot easier with him. So he might be a catcher to target if you can't get anyone higher than that. Now, I want to check some of the negatives here because I know some people got dropped. I don't know what page it starts, but I've heard that there's some notable names that got dropped stat-wise. And it starts right here. You have Garrett Cole. He lost some minor stats. It's not too bad. 84. Not as likely to target him anymore with that. And Cargo was an 82. I did target him once or twice, but with the loss of contact and power, I don't think I will because I did mainly trade for him when I could for his power. And then you have Lester and Arrieta both dropping 3 points, which honestly is kind of devastating when rebuilding the Cubs because having 290 overall pitchers was just, it was just so good. Granted, the stats that dropped aren't typically important, but it's more of a consistency issue in my eyes, more than anything else. Then you have Kyle Hendricks also dropped 3 points. Same thing, consistency issue. And honestly, it goes with what the Cubs are facing right now. They're facing a struggling pitching staff. Look at that. 3-4, 6-4, 4-3. The ERA is a 3.99 or higher. That's just sad. Then this guy, a free agent. Yep. Free agent, and they dropped him 3 points because I don't know why. Villar. Now, this is a little bit surprising. I know he's been struggling lately, but I didn't think they'd drop his contact so much without dropping his power left. I mean, you drop your power versus right, but not the power versus left, so this one's a little weird. Then you got Hyun Jin Ryu for the Dodgers. He's also struggling right now. His points dropped 3, but I can't see exactly what dropped. It might be something else. Maybe his control on a certain pitch or something. Then you have the Chiefs, the Royals, sorry, I saw Casey and I was thinking football, who are also struggling lately. this is actually honestly a big nerf for Alcides, because he was a trade target for me consistently because he was that solid presence at shortstops who came cheap and was easy to trade for. I'm not sure if I will anymore because his vision's down 12, discipline 3, power 3 and 5, contact 7 and 15. That's just not something you want in the bottom or top of your lineup. Then you have Alex Gordon dropping contact of 8 and 11, power versus left went down 13. His vision went up 6, but when you consider what was lost, it's kind of eh. And Albert Pujols, I don't understand this. He has 10 home runs, a slugging of 414, an OPS of 719, and they dropped his power 6, and his contact 5 and 4, and his vision 10, and his discipline 4. That makes no sense. Albert Pujols should be an 82 overall easy. He hit his 600th career home run. How can they do this? And obviously, some of the biggest drops of this video, and we're gonna go over this real quick. Tony Watson, struggling, 4-1, yes, but he's a relief pitcher, so he shouldn't need to be 4-1. He has 10 saves, 22 strikeouts. His ERA is 4.45 and only 28 innings pitched. Now, per 9 innings, that's 4.5 runs. So you think about it, about 13 earned runs, 14 earned runs, somewhere around there, which is terrible. 6 home runs against him, 34 hits. His whip's high for me personally. But then you have Harvey. He dropped 8, stamina down, all the consistency statistics down, which I understand. Deserving, obviously. Another one I don't understand, Kyle Barraclaw. 3.62 ERA, which is respectable for him. 31 strikeouts in only 27 innings. Only allowed 2 home runs, 23 hits. He's dropped 5 points. To me, that's a lot because his walk 9 is 12. I've never seen a pitcher with 12 walk 9 points before. That is, to me, crazy. His H9, K9 were a perfect 99. And his walk is a 12. I don't understand that. Then you have Victor Martinez. He's probably not going to be tradable anymore either. Where he might actually be a person I now trade away if I try to do the Tigers, where his contact dropped so much. Then you have last notable name here is Matt Carpenter. His power went down 7, his vision went down 7, and his contact went down 8 and 5, making him more of a tradable character than anything. Anyway, that's a lot bigger of an update than I thought. So, you know what? That's funny. Short server restart will be happening June 9th. Here it is, June 13th, June 12th. That's weird. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you are new, and when there's a new roster update, I'll try to get a video out on that as soon as possible, going over all the changes, just in case you want to know, in case you're planning on a rebuild, so you can know who to target and who not, and who to trade away, or something like that. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.